Ladies and gentlemen, today we have an insane video. And I know I say that all the time, but we have some massive leaks, updates, news, rumors. Some of them we're actually going to try to discredit, and then some of them sound amazing. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. Yeah, what is going on here? There's so much information. I feel like I'm starting to morph into a new creature or something because I can't even take all this information coming in. But we're going to talk about it, the good stuff, the bad stuff, the stuff that doesn't really make any sense. Regardless if this stuff is true or not, we know there's a bunch of really cool Switch 2 games right around the corner. And before we get into this, look at this. I don't want to show people's addresses. This is like 22 envelopes or something right here. Of stickers that I am sending out, multiple stickers in each one. These really cool stickers right here of my logos. I don't know if it'll ever focus, but it's Link fighting Mario and my robot characters. If you want some of these for free, I still have some, so let me know on Instagram and I will ship them out. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would really mean the world to me. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep these communities growing. And just one more thing. We gotta talk about today's sponsor, and that is rushbuy.gg. Rushbuy.gg is an amazing website that was made for gamers. What's great is you can get in-game currency super cheap for all of your favorite games like PUBG, Genshin Impact, and more. And the website is 100% safe and reliable, so you don't have to worry about any weird scams or anything like that. Another amazing thing Rushbuy offers is discounted gaming gift cards. And you guys know I love gaming gift cards. And these gift cards are so easy to redeem. All you have to do is pick your gift card and then put in your payment information. And then once you purchase, just a few minutes later, you'll be able to find your gift card in your emails, or you'll be able to find it on your Rushbuy account. All of that is great, but it gets even better. You can now buy two $50 gift cards and get one $10 gift card absolutely free. So go check out rushbuy.gg. There is a million things on that website, and I'm sure you're going to find something that you can use or that you need. And thanks to them for sponsoring this video. So before we get into some actual bonkers, updates, rumors, leaks, all that good stuff, let's get into some official news coming from Nintendo about The Legend of Zelda. This year is the 40th anniversary, and I do think some big announcements are coming next month. I have a source on one leak that I won't mention today. Not because the source might be wrong, but the source actually might be right. And I know that sounds convoluted, but I just want to do a little bit more research. But it's about a Zelda game that nobody has mentioned yet. But we have some news coming from Nintendo and Lego. The Legend of Zelda is getting a Lego set. This one is really cool. Obviously, it's based around the Ocarina of Time. This is actually starting to make me think that the Ocarina of Time rumor remake could be true. Or maybe they're just trying to market this to people who played Ocarina of Time. There's some nostalgia there. Maybe you're older and you can actually afford this Lego set. Is this something that I would like? Sure. But what if I told you I already have it and I can show you proof? Yeah, look right here. This is the Legend of Zelda Lego sets. Link, Zelda, you're seeing it here. Yeah, just in case you can't tell, this is obviously not the legit set. This is something I bought from somebody randomly online for like $5 a year ago. So just calm down. But yeah, it looks cool. But on top of that, we have some more Zelda news coming from Nintendo. And I think this might point at other stuff happening behind it. Once the live action Legend of Zelda movie is out, like after theaters, it will stream exclusively on Netflix. So the fact that they're picking Netflix makes me think they're going to be doing other thing with Netflix. And I think a long time ago, there was a rumor that Netflix was going to do a Zelda movie, but one of the Netflix executives leaked that, and then Nintendo pulled out of like the entire deal. So the Zelda movie will go to Netflix, but what I think this is pointing towards is maybe some animated Netflix shows, maybe some exclusive movies on Netflix, because there's just so many Nintendo IPs that I'm sure Nintendo really wants to start doing some stuff with. And then quickly, yes, a lot of you guys do not care about this stuff when I mention it, but I'm going to mention it just because I enjoy it. And hopefully one or two of you guys out there do as well. So obviously I covered a leak months ago about South Park coming to Fortnite. Now we know that is true. I'm very happy. I bought the butter skin and I thought, that's it. I'm done buying skins on Fortnite, even though it's like the 15th time I said that. I bought a Bender from Futurama. I bought a Spike from Cowboy Bebop. I bought Butters, but I'm done. or maybe not. Because now Ed, Edd n Eddy, which is my favorite cartoon of all time, is getting skins in Fortnite. So yeah, I'm actually very excited about that. So we're about to get into some crazy leaks, right? Some of them are so exciting. They're taking the internet over, just really cool stuff that we all are, I guess, looking for right now. So some of these I think are true. Some of them I know are true. Some of them I'm not so sure. And one of them, or actually multiple of them, I'm about to discredit. Yeah, I know. My job as a Nintendo YouTuber is to stoke the flame, build up the hype. But I don't want to just cover leaks or make up stuff for the sake of it sounding cool, right? I want you to get some real information and some real value out of these videos. So right now there is a leak about Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. We don't know much about this. We've only seen one trailer, I think. This game is coming out in 2026, we know that, but we've heard nothing else. So currently there is a leak coming from Eurogamer, which is a credible website. And they, drop news all the time. They get some exclusive tidbits here and there. But the leak is saying, and it's actually multiple things, but the big one is Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave has a release date of May 22nd, 2026. Right away, I don't think this is true because I believe that is a Friday and Nintendo drops games on Thursdays, but who the hell knows? Nintendo can do whatever, whenever. But see, the problem is people aren't showing you the entire post because they also show release dates for like 6 or 7 other games. 6, 7? Whoa, what are we doing here? The brain rot is getting to me. It says Mario Tennis Fever May 12th. And we know that's not correct because that is coming out February 12th. Pokemon Pokopia March 14th. Again, we know that is not correct because that is March 5th. So they have Tamagotchi Life, Fire Emblem, Splatoon Raiders, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, The Dustbloods, Orbitals, all these other games with the release dates. But if the first 2 on this list are wrong, then why would I think the rest of them are true? If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, buddy, it's probably a duck. So me personally, I'm going to say these are probably not true. Now we'll probably get that Nintendo Direct next month, or maybe the end of this month, or whenever we get it. And I'm sure some of these release dates will be revealed, but for the time being, I'm not believing any of these. But now let's get into a leak that I know is true, that I know is factual because of the place it's coming from. Sources matter. One of my favorite sources is ESRB ratings, right? That's when a game is rated. 9 times out of 10, that game will be announced or coming out within a few weeks. We've seen this happen countless times, and 99% of the time, those games have followed this direct pattern. Now, I will admit this is not the ESRB rating, but the European counterpart, which is the PEGI board. You've seen this a million times, so you know what it is. So we have a game coming from the PEGI board that was just rated. I'm very excited about this one because I've never played this and I always wanted to. So Hi-Fi Rush was rated on January 15th for the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, this would be coming to the Switch 2 as well. There was a lot of rumors that this game was coming over to the Switch the same year that it was released. I want to say like 2024, and then that never happened. I always thought the game looked so damn cool, and a lot of people who played it said it was like a breakout game. I don't want to say it was a hidden gem because a lot of people knew about it, but I still feel like not enough people played it. So if this comes over to the Switch and the Switch 2, I will be extremely happy. My only hope is it gets a physical release. This is an Xbox game, like a Microsoft game, if I'm not mistaken. So that makes me think it's not going to get a physical release or like a true physical. It'll probably be a game key card, whatever. Anyway, I get to play this portably on my Switch 2. I will be excited. And if I had to guess, this is probably going to show up in that next Nintendo Direct. So now I want to get into the 2 biggest leaks that happened over the past 72 hours. And when I seen one like breaking and then everybody rushing to make a video about it, I was like, it can't be true. Like, I just don't see it being true. So I'm just going to fall back on this, which is hard as a YouTuber. You want to get the views, you want to get the hype. But I just had this weird feeling where I was like, Nintendo isn't like that careless to put this information out there. And what I'm talking about is a brand new Switch 2 model. But then within like 48 hours, another Switch 2 model leaked out. So I'm happy that I waited, so now I can cover both of those. I can't say for sure because I'm not Nintendo and I don't know what they got going on over there. But I'll just tell you what I read and why it makes sense to why this isn't a Switch 2 model. So obviously the big news was a Nintendo Switch 2 Lite was leaked by Nintendo. New hardware model discovered. with its design and the data of Nintendo's official account portal, its codename would be OSM. So people are thinking, and I don't fault them for thinking this way, that OSM means ounce small model. And I mean, on the surface, that does kind of make sense. But what I read is this was always in Nintendo's official account portal multiple times, and what it really means is operating system menu. And I think I also read that codename OSM was all the way back in the Switch's account portal. And that was before the Switch 2, that was before the codename ounce was even a thing. So me personally, again, I'm gonna say I don't buy this one. But if you follow this whole gaming news, whatever, within 48 hours, we got another Switch 2 model leak. And this one came directly from Nintendo. I guess the first one did too, but this one is kind of funny because this is either a true, and Nintendo is gonna crash out and fire somebody, or two, Nintendo had like an intern or a graphic artist accidentally do this, and they still might crash out and fire somebody. So as you can see right here, this is for Nintendo Online Plus expansion pack, and right away when you first look at the Switch 2, you're like, yeah, that's a Switch 2, clear as day. But if you look closer, the bezels on this are damn near non-existent. And you know, the screen is 8 inches, but the bezels are kind of annoying. And this is one of the big fixes we've seen from the Switch to the Switch OLED. They pushed those bezels back, gave you more screen, better screen. Now we have the Switch OLED. Is this the Switch 2 OLED? That is the questions people are asking. Did Nintendo accidentally leak the Switch 2 OLED because the bezels are non-existent? On this one, I don't have like any way to discredit it or say no for sure. I'm just gonna say I don't personally think so, because I think the Switch 2 OLED initially will be a different color so they can be distinguished from the regular Switch 2, because Nintendo is like a stickler for stuff like that. But, you know, never say never on this. But I do think it's so funny we got two quote-unquote Switch 2 new model leaks within like 48 hours of each other. But, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. So in the comments below, I would truly love to hear from you guys. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I know I say it all the time, but I truly mean it. Thank you. There's truly a million YouTubers who do the same exact thing. So the fact that you took time out of your day to be here and watch this with me, I appreciate it. So hit a like and subscribe on the way out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep our cool communities growing. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace.